Hey there, everyone. So it seems to me it's become a lot more evident that our civilization is having a lot more trouble becoming more collective, um, and we're accepting division a lot more. And that doesn't really set well with me, because as we know, we are beings. We are infinite beings, incarnated in the human bodies. Yet a lot of us are getting ourselves wrapped up into that of social media. Many are so involved, they involve themselves in virtual reality, so to speak. Um, they live through video games. Many lose themselves in uh, reality television, taking reality television as reality, when in fact reality is outside of television. Television is a show. Whether people are being recorded inside of a show, inside of some house together, they're still acting. They're putting on an act for a camera. Um, so many of us aren't taking that as real. Uh, in the sense of what isness, we take it as real in that is what life is, to where then they can state anything and you'll believe it. Um, Friend or foe is something that I wanted to bring up, and I suppose that'll be the theme today for this video. It's going to be rather a long one, but I hope that you'll be able to stick around within yourself to get it. So, you walk into the supermarket, and one of the first things we would do, or at least in my experience I have done, is I look around and there's like this defensiveness that has taken place in the past. Uh, Defense of all within the thoughts, all within the mind. The mind is very confused based upon what it's been told. And defensive of how do I look? Do I look well? People are judging me. Everybody's judging me because everybody's thinking. Everybody that looks in my direction, they're thinking something of me. It's the thinking mind. You think everybody's thinking of you when everybody else is just lost in their head, just like you. You know what I mean? You feel me? Breathing. That is something big. It's big to breathe. It's important. Get yourself down and deep to breathe. Be aware. Be aware of the thoughts is something that I've learned. Being aware is important. Because then you get lost, such as you get lost in the supermarket just going on autopilot, you know? We get lost in our thoughts a lot. And our thoughts really aren't ours. Our thoughts are primarily what have been given to us by TV, radio, music, magazines, what you read, what you listen to, what you've been told throughout grade school, college. College is very influential on a lot of people's minds, especially with this generation. This generation that is in college, I spent 8 years trying to get a degree. Only got into college because of my voice. Couldn't pass my SAT, so I think I did a ACT to be able to get myself into college. Was denied, and then I was allowed, given the chance from a choir director from my first university. Then, hey, well, you know what? Come and audition anyways. You know, we'll see. You do your part. see about getting you a scholarship, and I'll talk to them about it. So, that man was a blessing, for sure. And that allowed me to get into college, and taught me a lot. But I spent 8 years trying to get a degree, until about 3 or 4 years ago at the last university I was at, and take a year or so off. Took about 3 years off in total. When I couldn't make it at a university, I went to community college, just to work myself back into a university, to have to get out of college due to health reasons, to then take a hiatus, then got back into college because I wanted to finish this. And till this last time, I had a voice teacher who just flat out told me, look, maybe you just need to quit. Maybe you need to stop for some time, because right now you're not doing all too well. Your mind's not right, your body's not well, because I was still dealing with seizures. Now, I got good medication, been with a great neurologist helping me, so I don't have seizures unless it's my fault and my doing by not taking medication, not being responsible. So that's a blessing there. Everything's a blessing. So through that, I see with these, I've seen and observed, I've lived through college, and then I've observed those throughout college. I've seen the generations of college students dwindle from being very strong within themselves to very weak-minded. They're intelligent, they get good grades, but they don't question anything. They live by what their teachers tell them, by what their little programs have told them. They get very political these days, and some just lay over for politics. They don't question it. When I was in grade school, 5th grade, 9/11 hit, and I was the kid singing patriotic songs in choir and music class. You know, we go from doing the recorder to just waving our flags and whatnot. And then I went from being Mr. Patriotic for the war, we're going in the war, well, we gotta defend our country, to checking it out as an inside job, because you get hit by a plane, a building hit by a plane doesn't go straight down, it goes over. You just see everything bust out instead of just inside job. Bam, construction. Think about it. So that was just a means to go into war. And I questioned it. I questioned, why are we in this? Then the next administration comes in, and I'm ready for change. I'm ready. My ass is going through hell and back with seizures. I want to, get the free, I want to have all the scholarships. I want to get free schooling, for college, scholarships, and loan, given to me for free, basically. Healthcare, Obamacare was supposed to be a blessing for me. I was promised all this change and never got it. Never. All Obamacare was something to say, well, hey, here's a list. Same prices, but here's just a list of all these insurance companies. You can't pay for them. You can't earn. You can't afford them. You can't. Even whenever you're at a lower income level. Grew up in a trailer, dad hustling his ass off with a job. Stepmom not having a job. So, broken down trailer, all that jazz. I'm sure people feel it. People can resonate with that. So not being able to afford health insurance to take care of my brain wasn't all too good. So it was disappointing. Because I was strongly liberal back then. So I was against anybody conservative, any Republicans. I looked at them as evil because, of course, the Bush administration, 9/11, etc. I was let down. Uh, Swine flu was just a small thing out of proportion. It's caused the worst thing in the world, just like COVID's called the worst thing in the world now. But when you take a look back, look at the numbers, I know it's horrible. People are dying. You have to understand that. Accept that. You're gonna die one day. You're gonna go. You're gonna die. You're gonna croak. Death is just an experience in life. Boop, bop. You're back into source energy. You're back in the non-physical. People are being killed by a virus, by the China virus. Plain and simple, where it originated. That's what it is. We had a virus in the U.S., we'd call it a United States virus. A virus started in the United States, but we don't. And Corona wasn't started here. Nonchalantly in some food market, some fish market. Then all of a sudden, big boom, boom, everybody's getting dead. You can't say that shit was not released. Anyways, people are being pushed against fighting each other. People are being isolated. With isolation from, COVID, everything like that, we're being isolated to the point to where everybody is being mentally destroyed. You go into the food market and you're thinking all that stuff about everybody else judging you when everybody else is in their own heads. You're the only one judging you right then. And if somebody else is judging you because of you're creating all of these projections, these expectations, rejections, separations, and judgments, all leading up to judgments. You're creating such, and that's what your reality is becoming. Reality, what you create. Everybody creates reality. We all do. We do. We create our own reality. We affect the world around us. I could drop the pin, or by just picking it up, I could drop the pin and throw it on the ground, or I could leave it alone on the table. Two possible realities involving me and the pin. If I leave it alone, well then I'm not involved with the pin, other than me acknowledging that the pin is on the table. Mentality is a big thing. A lot of us are being manipulated. Like I mentioned, college. Going through college, I had noticed I was manipulated into a liberal mentality. Liberals are not per se people. It is a mentality. They try to label and identify people as liberal or conservative, even though it's more of a mentality. I don't want to say ideology, but the liberal mentality is something of, I would say, a plague upon the people, because politics kill. Politics kill you, whether you're a conservative or you are a liberal. They destroy you from the inside out, because all you do is... Politicians don't know shit whenever it comes to how the people are feeling, what the people have gone through, what the people understand, and how they view this world. Nobody understands. Nobody up top, no 1%er that, for goodness sakes. God rest his soul, George Floyd. It's passing. What do politicians do? The Democrat Party jumps up and you have all these old-ass white people just sitting there. They're like orange, yellow, they'll call them scarfs and all that, trying to look like they're... I would say, representing the African American, those of African descent. They're like, we're gonna kneel for George Floyd and Nancy Pelosi, Schumer, all of them just get on their knees, and they're just like, we're making a change here, we're making an effort for the African, we're making it for black people. They have to put it as a label. Everybody has to only understand it as a label because, well, it's the only way people want to understand it, is by color. You're an infinite being. You're not some color. You're not a color. Understand that. You're an infinite being of divine light. There's a dog that just ran into my yard that's just running back out. So that's good. Everybody, even that dog right there, that dog ran to and from. Me and him just had an experience. Energy right there. I acknowledge him. My hair's standing up. Oh, electricity. We are all. That dog is an infinite being of divine light. Spent about 3 seconds or so in my eye view. We just had a connection. He's gone now. All human beings are infinite beings, yet they want to identify us into categories as labels, and we've lived that for so long. Politicians have. We've had the mundane from 19th century before. Most of us, we've lived through the 20th century, in the 1900s. My generation, the late 90s, 1990s, 90s kids are the ones in 90 to 91. So, or I guess 92 will be accepted. So, we've grown to a point where we've seen racism. The way that I look at it is, I'm grateful to many. I have to look at all life forms as beings which I interact with because they also exist in this world, within this reality, within this universe, alongside me. Even on the opposite side of the world, they're alongside me because they are having the human experience as well as I am, as well as you are, as well as we are, all as one. The collective. They want to divide the collective. So, them labeling people as a color, rather than, I would say, we have origin, we have ancestry. Be proud of your ancestry. Be proud of the origins. Look into your ancestry. Love it. I have primarily Scottish ancestry, which is interesting. I should look more into it. Celtic, Gaelic. Even further back than that. I grew up in pagan culture in the beginning, then got pushed into Christianity. People want to... I was excommunicated, basically, from the Baptist church because I was some red-headed devil's child. I loved crystals. I talked to the universe and whatnot. I meditated rather than just prayed. When you learn Jesus, you can't get rid of Jesus, even if they try to get rid of you. So, Christ is a blessing because Christ is beyond religion, so to speak. Though a Christian may worship the Christ, Christ goes beyond religion. There are the Christian mystery schools, pagan mysteries, the Greek mysteries, Roman mysteries, many different schools, mystery schools from ancient times, Egyptian mythology, Egyptian mystery schools, which in one of my videos, my first ones, I had said, forget the past, which contradicts the way I truly believe and see life. It was a contradiction because what I meant was, don't let your past affect you. Don't hold on to your past. However, you cannot forget the past because it's there, though you can live in the present moment. Presently, right now, whether you look at anybody, friend or foe, they are existing. Don't look at them as a foe, even if they're not, so to speak, your friend. They're another human being, and you do not have to take them as an enemy. For not everybody is an enemy, not everybody is your friend, because you don't know everybody. Not everybody knows you, or me. or us, however you identify. Not everybody understands the universe. I don't know everything. Thank God, thank the universe, I don't. Some people recognize that omnipotence, that presence, almighty presence, that all-knowing presence as God. I say God in the universe, some as Allah. Um, Pagans had called it the All-Father. We've seen it as many Oneself with the Kabbalah, which is the all and the nothing as well. Everything that exists. So, we are all a part of that. And that is all a part of us, within ourselves. Yet, those in government, those in politics want to make you believe that everybody is against you. And that you have to be the dog in the corner with all the people poking the stick, and you have to bite whenever you get the chance so you can flee. And we ain't all dogs being pushed with the stick. We're human beings. And we can stand up and speak for ourselves. Me? I don't really have to identify myself as a conservative or Republican, and I don't have to bow down to the liberal mentality or the democratic socialist ideology and their ways of being. Neither do you, neither does anybody. But nobody questions anything these days. Nobody wants to question. Everybody wants to just lay down to it. Which causes everybody to think everybody else is their enemy, and everybody feels alone. I felt alone because I felt that nobody understood me for the longest time. I was very isolated, introvert, and it's destructive. There was a big darkness when I was younger. I was sick for a good bit. Because the epilepsy was just destroying my brain, giving me a lot of brain damage, as well as I was in some sick environments, very harsh environments that I got myself into, from early to mid-college days, and it started back in middle school. Angry because of parents' divorce and whatnot. And from that, it just kind of isolated myself, harsh music. Most people get the skinny. And even at the younger age, when we bring up racism is a big thing these days because it's the biggest tool. Racism is the biggest tool of manipulation. They poke that at everything. Notice how everything is white supremacy these days. Notice everything has to be of racism, and they center racism on white people. Because we all have to go with identities as certain categories. And they want to push that. They want to make it one against the other. When in actuality we are one. And we're only separating ourselves from everybody else. Because we think we're the only one. And then we feel like we have to gang up with others. Because only these people understand us. When in actuality, you see the old lady, no matter what color she is, and she has a big grocery cart of groceries, a big few bags of groceries, and she can barely move trying to walk to her car in the parking lot. You're going to sit there. I want to go and help her. I want to help the woman. Hey, ma'am, can I help you? I'll stop a fucking car in the road if I need to. Or, passing by so I can help this lady get across. Because ain't nobody else paying attention or caring. So I need to. Why not? It's kind of, I won't say pay it forward. But, it's do it because it feels right. And that's the key. If judging another doesn't feel right, then don't do it. Because it ain't right. If looking at yourself doesn't feel right in a negative way, well then don't look at yourself in that way. Don't judge another, don't view another as out. Look at yourself and look at another through your own eyes and see their eyes through your own. Look at another and treat them as you would want them to treat you. Um, there's more satisfaction in that. There's more satisfaction in love than in hate. Trust me. Trust me. There's more satisfaction in life when you look at another and you let yourself just observe. You be present. You keep that mind out, that mind quiet. And then you realize that that is simply another being in your presence. And you in their presence. Because they're there, you're there, or here, they're here, wherever. Because time and space are irrelevant. They don't exist, they're illusions. So you're here now. They're here now, in presence. We're here right now, communicating. You're with me together right here. We're listening. We're speaking. And it feels great when we allow it. I don't know what you look like when you're watching this. You could be that person in their underwear or something, eating cookies and whatnot, just enjoying the video or listening. You know, hopefully you got your pants on and you're watching what you eat. Actually, I'm starting to. I'm losing my weight again, so that's a blessing there. Gotta watch what I eat, because I hadn't been eating all too right for a while. I digress. Look at another in a light. Look at the world around you in light. I mowed the grass today, I'm a little tired. I don't look all too well. I'm a little dirty here and there, but you know what, that's okay. That's okay. I got nature, that's the beauty of it. I got a little bit of a workout, which was wonderful. Much needed. Spend time in nature. And I see the flowers blooming. I see the leaves. I hear the birds. I breathe. I hear the dogs barking next door, or a few houses down. I hear the geese going by, up in the air, going towards a little lake down the ways. I'm present. You're present. Feel present. Focus upon the breath. Because a lot of it, throughout me talking there, throughout all that talking, I wasn't being aware of my breathing. So keep yourself aware. Be aware that not everybody is your enemy. The only one that really is the enemy would be the mind, and even then, it is the ego that is the enemy. When truly it is simply a tool that you use. Don't let it control you. Don't let others control you. You are an infinite being of divine light among other infinite beings of divine light. You are love and you are love. God bless you. Have a great day, night, or a wonderful morning. Get some rest and just feel wonderful.